I'm Eric.
And I'm Nathan.
And we are
Notes
and Nerds.
And we are here with Fred Ottman.
Hey, what are you doing, man?
I'm doing very good. Now, people that don't know him,
Yes.
you have been under a rock and you don't know what wrestling is.
What's wrestling? I live under a rock. What's wrestling?
Wrestling is when, well, there's two forms of wrestling. You have Greek wrestling and you have really kick butt professionally wrestling like WCW, WE, all that good stuff. WWE.
Yes, it's both.
Yeah, it's both.
World Wildlife Federation.
Yeah. Well, of course, back in the day, long ago.
And they wrestle too. They're just animals and they do it naturally. But let people know who you were.
Who I were?
Who you was.
Ah, who I was.
Who you is.
Ah. Well, I wrestled with WWF back in the day, before WWE. Okay, as initially Hulk Hogan brought me in this tugboat. Okay. A cross between Popeye and Brutus, his arch nemesis. Okay, and then after that I turned and became a bad guy. And I tagged with a guy named Earthquake. And I was Typhoon, and we were the Natural Disasters, and Jimmy Hart was our manager. And then after that, I had a faux pas when I went to WCW. And I was the mystery partner for Sting and many other guys. And I was the Shock Master. Ooh. Where I proceeded to fall on my face and make wrestling history. And the rest is history. But 25 years in the wrestling business. My life was planes, trains, automobiles, sometimes a boat. I've been to about 46, 48 different countries. I've been to about 48 of the 50 states. And we wrestled about 300 days a year, plus or minus, for 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've seen the world without being in the Navy.
Now, would you say that all those years in wrestling, did they take a toll?
They take a toll. I'm certified to teach first aid, CPR, 40-hour first responder and that stuff. I used to teach to industrial guys, chemical plant guys, and miners. I would give classes because when I go into the classroom, they knew who I was. Even though I'm gray-headed now, for my whole career, I had to color my hair because I was premature gray. So my life was Miss Clairol. There was no Just for Men. Okay, Miss Clairol was my friend. But they would recognize who I was and knew who I was, and I would go in and when I first talk about first aid and those type things, I've had about 90% of the different things that I used to teach about in my career. I mean, I'm still in the gym. I still train. Keeps me sane and keeps me less achy, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But it's great. I mean, I love the business. If I had to do it all over again, I'd do it all over again. You know.
Now, this guy right here, he did wrestling, independent scene. I tried out for an organization up in St. Joe. Found out I wasn't built for the business. I had a bruise from mid-back all the way up to my neck and from shoulder to shoulder. And I was like, just from a suplex.
Just from a suplex.
Well, it's one of those things that takes many, many years. I just opened up a wrestling school in Tampa, Florida. I live in St. Petersburg, Florida, across the bay. But it's one of those deals. I had a guy talk to me here today. He's 36 years old. He's like, you think that's too old? I says, well, I says, everybody's developed different, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of those deals you can't learn in the blink of an eye. That's kind of late in age and late in life to do something so physical.
That's when everything started to fall apart.
The equivalent is wrestling is like, professional wrestling is like playing football with no pads. It's that physical. I mean, your body does take a toll on stuff. It's one of those things like, you know, that's why you train, that's why you hit the gym, that's why you do all these different things. You know, and wrestle a lot. You know, I started out wrestling on the weekends when I was in Miami, Florida, where I was originally born and raised. And a guy named the Great Malenko trained me, who's a legend in the business. His son, Dean Malenko, the man of 1,000 holds, and the others, and his brother, Jody Malenko, another one, you know, another great amateur wrestler and pro wrestler. So these guys, you know, I learned from them. They helped teach me, and I moved to North Florida so I could train 6-7 days a week and be in the gym 1 or 2 times a day, you know, plus work a job and do all the stuff in there I needed to do and everything, and cut my teeth in the business. And that's what it takes to get into the business.
You started off just like everybody else in that industry. You started in a indie, is that right?
Well, he ran local shows. That way we had a place to work in front of people, because I can teach you and people can learn how to wrestle, and it takes years to grasp. I mean, some grasp it faster than others, but it's one of those type deals. You have to work in front of people and you know, to learn your craft. It is a craft.
So, as you said about wrestling, grasping and getting into it, one of the most basic moves that I remember when I tried out for like a whole couple weeks was the collar and elbow tie-up.
Yes.
I remember watching guys, and I got in there and just like, blam, got it. It's one of those things where you watch wrestling enough and you're sitting there with your brother going like, come here, blam! And you watch these guys go, and they're just like all over the place. It's kind of like when you said that, that's the thing I was envisioning, is that is such a, you can't.
Well, if they're pros and you see that live, they're usually drunk.
I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that one. But do you guys have like in the industry, is there a point when you go like, okay, this move is so simple that if you can't do this, you need to find another dream?
No, I mean, every move's important. For every move, there's a counter move. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the deal. But, you know, when you get in the wrestling ring, guys, you know, get in there, and when you learn it, you know, let me tell you, when you get into wrestling, when you learn it all, it's time to retire.
Yeah.
If you're a good wrestler, you can have a match with a broom and make the broom look good. Okay, that's what my coach used to tell me. Okay, and whether there be one person in the audience or 1 million people in the audience, you perform the same way with all your heart, and you know, and that's 3/4 of the deal. I mean, you can learn, you can hit the gym and get a great body, because what they see is, you know, what they get. So if you don't take pride in your appearance, the clothes that you wear to the ring, the way you act, your mannerisms when you show up. You got guys working on independence that come to matches and they're in their shorts, look like they just finished cutting the yard. You know, if you do not present yourself in a professional manner, how can anybody respect you as being a professional? You understand what I'm saying? So it's not just a, you know, which move is the most important move, you know what I'm saying? But there's some guys, I mean, just don't get it. There's some guys that shouldn't be doing it. At some point in time, you grasp it. You know, we video all of our stuff when our students are training and stuff like that. They can watch it back. Not only am I explaining something to you and showing you something, and my instructors are doing the same thing. I mean, I've got guys there that are training guys that have been in the business 20, 30 years that are working with guys, teaching them old school. Something as simple as wiping your feet before you get inside the ring, out of respect for the ring and out of sanitary reasons, because so the ring floors don't get dirty. You know what I'm saying? So it's little things like that you teach. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is it they say? You cannot fix stupid. Some people get it, some people don't get it. You know, it's one of those situations. Yeah.
Definitely.
Mine was always to kiss the pad before a match.
You know.
That would probably be more on the superstition, though, wouldn't it?
I did it out of
Stuff like
respect.
that.
Out of respect for the game.
I understand that in a lot of sports, and I consider wrestling as a performing sport.
Let me tell you, brother, there's only 2 real sports, wrestling and roller derby. Okay?
You heard it.
I'm out of questions, because, you know, I got my little role play there. And
He's done. He's out of gas. What's the deal? What's the deal? I don't know, man. No more Slim Jims for this guy. He's cut off.
Yeah, too many Slim Jims and too much Haagen-Dazs.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, now what advice would you give someone that wants to be a wrestler?
If you have a good job with insurance, keep working, brother.
Yeah.
Because remember, there's only so many places. You think football has only so many avenues to go? Baseball only has so many avenues to go? Every year, people roll out of school, okay, wanting to be a pro football player, a pro basketball player, a pro baseball player, okay? And there's only that bit of a percentage that make it to that part. Well, it's like wrestling. That there's guys that have been out there wrestling on the independent circuit that finally make it and get called and do a tryout with NXT, the developmental part of WWE. But there's only so many places that guys that wrestle nowadays. I believe in my heart of hearts that the independents, there's a lot of crappy independents out there, but there's a lot of good independents are out there. And I believe that is like the territory days of this millennia, okay? The independents that are out there, some of them are doing TVs, some of them are doing houses. There's independents that are drawing 4,000 or 5,000 people. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a deal for guys that, you know, nobody really knows except building them on TV, building them on YouTube, sharing that footage with different people and stuff. It's one of those kind of things. So, but I mean, if it's something that you really want to do, I mean, age is a factor, your ability is a factor. And like I said, you know, you can want to do the dance, but if you don't have the training and you don't, by a reputable guy, and you do not come to work, okay, and sacrifice, because that's what, and you starve. Not everybody is a John Cena. Not everybody's a Hulk Hogan. Not everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those deals. Catching, you know, everybody's trying to catch that brass ring on the merry-go-round. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much out there. All you can do is try, do the best you want. Never let somebody poop on your parade, so to speak, okay? You know, and tell you, oh, you'll never do it, you'll never do it, you'll never do it. If it's in your heart, you work hard enough, and you know, go the right routes, there's always that chance that you could do that. You know what I'm saying? I have some young kids that are working with us now. They're very, very good, and I always, you know, talk to them positively. Don't let, you know, you're going to hear a lot of negative things, a lot of jealousy and all that stuff, you know. And there's a lot of guys in the business that are that way. It's no different than any other job on the planet, okay? There's nice guys and there's bad guys, and it's not just their personas, okay? And it's a lot of jealousy, you know, egos, jealousy. There's some guys on there that believe what it says on the poster and what their character is portrayed at. You know, some guys that can't fight their way out of a paper bag. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those deals where you know, they're out there. You know, my mom says, there's people out there, if I could buy them for what they're worth and sell them for what they thought they were worth, I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's the whole deal, man.
Definitely.
There's no golden ticket.
I like to say, if they're not paying your bills, then pay them no mind.
There you go.
Well, that's it, you know. You got to make your own decisions, and you have to, you know, make your own path in life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, with everything you did in your career
Yeah.
and everything, what are you doing now?
What I do now?
Are you just enjoying retirement?
I'm licking my wounds. I work with them. I do these Comic-Cons like this. Eventually, you know, I just came back from doing San Diego Comic-Con. This was the, Mattel did this one just for San Diego Comic-Con, and then this is the new tugboat doll that Mattel just came out with. So I'm real proud of that. I mean, you know, last time I laced up a pair of boots was over 10 years ago, when I was wrestling overseas. And, you know, I feel really good because that's the way I fell through the wall.
Okay.
You know, the packaging on this is awesome. It's hot. The whole scenario is printed on the back of the piece. So it's a very, very cool thing, man. I mean, I feel honored. I just did, like I said, I just was out there with Becky Lynch and AJ Styles.
And then you have this one, right?
Yeah, and within an hour we signed over 500 autographs. They had to cut us off. Okay, so I mean, it was you know, 500 autographs in an hour. You know, and they had the security pushing them through. No time for selfies, no time for this, no time for that. You know, but I mean, it's a great feeling to see that and see people respond like that. So it's kind of neat, you know. And it's fun here. All the stuff that's here, I'm into, man. I love hot rods. I love comic books. I love toys. In my house, I have more stuff than I have walls to put them on. You know. You know.
Know that too.
You know. But I mean, it's okay. That's just what I like. You know. At some point in time, I'll have a place to put it. You know what I'm saying? Or it'll be my grandkids, or you know, whatever. So it's cool, you know, and like I said, I have fun here and meet a lot of great people, like you guys and a lot of the other guys, the actors and stuff like that, people that I like and enjoyed when I was younger, so it's kind of cool. Yeah.
We want to thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome, man.
Appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very, very welcome, guys. Awesome. I don't mean to blow my horn.
Oh yeah, brother. That's it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, listen here, Shockmaster. When I come down from the top rope and bring the elbow down on you, there's just nothing you can do about it. You get it?
Well, let me tell you something, baby. Dr. Rose, the American dream, baby, the tower of power, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, baby. The women's pet, the men's regret, baby. If I don't knock you on your behind, you'll be doing funny things on your 2 feet, baby. You know, understanding?
You think you got something special, Dream, but I don't think so, because you know what? You can just snap into a Slim Jim.
You can eat that Slim Jim all you want, baby, but you cannot fight pretty. If you can look in the camera and see this prettiness, you know what I'm saying, baby? That's all what it's about, brother. My brother-in-law told me that. You know what I'm saying? So, Randy, take that home with you and eat your Slim Jim, baby, because the Dream has it all locked down.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome.
Yes.